Most business owners I meet with, they don't have a retirement problem. What they have is a structure problem. Because the truth is, you can retire or attain financial independence in 10 to 15 years. Not by saving more, not by grinding harder, but by using the cash flow you already are making and putting it through a smarter system. So today, I'm going to show you the exact blueprint I use with business owners, CFOs, consultants, real estate professionals, gym owners to build a 7-figure retirement plan as quickly as possible. And here's what most business owners get wrong. And they treat their business like a giant checking account. Everything flows in and then everything flows out. Whatever is left over at the end of the year, that's when they start thinking about retirement or taxes. And that's the opposite of how wealthy owners play the game, because wealthy owners know the magic phrase and they implement it, and cash flow creates financial freedom, but structure creates wealth. And if you only focus on cash flow, you'll always feel behind. But if you focus on structure, your money starts working harder than you can. You see, most business owners are one good tax year away from retiring, but they don't have the structure to keep it. Now, the business owners I work with follow a 3-layer wealth system. The first layer being a tax-smart retirement account, right? This includes a 401k, a profit-sharing plan, maybe even a cash balance plan. This is your tax play. The second layer would be brokerage accounts. This is where you typically see investments in the S&P 500, real estate investment trusts, ETF stocks, bonds, private equity. This is your growth. And last but not least, layer 3 includes cash flow assets like rental real estate, business reinvestment, and maybe even cash value life insurance. See, this is your income and your leverage. Now, here's the fun part. You do not need millions to start this. You just need consistency and the right setup. Now, let's map out exactly how a business owner retires in 10 to 15 years. So let's pretend you're making $300,000 a year in your business and you're paying yourself $150K. Pretty normal for consultants, realtors, agency owners, contractors, CPAs. So here is a blueprint. Step 1 is to maximize your tax sheltering accounts. This is your solo 401k, your Roth 401k. You can even add a profit sharing plan. And then if you're a business owner that wants to go above and beyond, you can even stack on a cash balance plan. See, this move alone can shelter anywhere between $80,000, $150K, all the way up to $400,000 a year, depending on your age. You're not avoiding taxes. What you're doing is you're redirecting your cash flow for future wealth. Now, step 2 is when you turn tax savings into assets, not a lifestyle. So let's say you shelter $150K and you save 60 grand in taxes. Most people take that 60K and spend it on a car or some sort of fancy boat. We don't do that here. We reinvest it into brokerage accounts, stocks, real estate investments, and maybe even cash value life insurance for leverage. Now, all that money you saved in taxes is working for you, not large companies like Amazon, Delta Airlines, or Mercedes-Benz because of that G-Wagon that your CPA told you to buy to lower your tax burden for 1 year. Now, step 3 is where you build your cash flow engine. This is where the magic happens. See, the goal here is to build 2 streams of future income. The first stream of income is retirement plan income, and then you have your passive cash flow income. So if you stack your retirement contributions and buy 1 rental per year, your retirement becomes unstoppable. See, this is why wealthy families say your business should pay for your wealth, not the other way around. And last but not least, step 4 is when you take advantage of one of my favorite words, and that word is leverage. See, this is where you start doing what wealthy owners do. And they borrow against their equity, they borrow against their investments, they can also borrow against their permanent life insurance policies, or even borrow against your real estate portfolio while all your money continues to grow. This accelerates your wealth because you are no longer waiting for savings to accumulate. You're using assets you already own to multiply the results. See, the rich don't work harder. They create an army of money babies that eventually mature and produce an even larger army of money babies. And this cycle continues on and on until your net worth has more digits than your phone number. So let me show you a real life example. See, I was working with a business owner last year. She's about 38 years old. She's a doctor making about $350,000 a year. And she was saving maybe $15,000 a year into a high yield savings account. Here is what changed. She added a solo 401k plan, a profit sharing plan, and she went above and beyond with a cash balance plan. We then reinvested the tax savings and bought one rental, and that's already producing cash flow. And here's what happened. Her retirement contributions went from $15,000 to $80,000. Tax savings were $60,000. She then put that into brokerage accounts and rental property. And at this pace, she is set to retire comfortably within 10 years with multiple sources of income. See, this is why I say you're not behind, you are unorganized. Here's the mindset shift that makes this work. Most people think retirement is about how much you save, and that's not the case. See, retirement is about how you structure, how you invest, how you minimize taxes, and how consistent your cash flow is. If your business is profitable enough to support your life, it is profitable enough to support your future. You see, you don't retire with effort, you retire with structure. Now, allow me to give you a simple 10-year game plan. So in years 1 to 3, you set up a solo 401k and a profit sharing plan, maybe even a cash balance plan. You start investing in brokerage accounts, and you buy your first cash flow asset. You build cash reserves, you then pay down high interest debt. Now in years 4 to 7, you increase contributions, you add maybe 1 or 2 rentals each year, maybe even consider some permanent life insurance, and hopefully at this point you've grown your brokerage account to 6 figures. Now in years 8 to 10, you leverage assets and you pay off rentals strategically, you build predictable income streams, and you reduce business involvement. Maybe you shift from full-time to part-time and you start making some passive income. And by year 10 to 15, you've built retirement income, you built rental income, investment income. You're paying incredibly less amount in taxes, all while you're financially free doing what you want to do in retirement. And it's way closer than you think. So if there's one thing you should take away from this video, it's that you are one good plan away from retiring a decade earlier than everybody else you know. You don't need to win the lottery. You don't even need to sell your business for millions. All you need is the right structure and consistency. And if you want help building that blueprint, especially if you're a business owner, a consultant, a gym owner, realtor, or high income earner, this is literally what I do every day. So drop a comment, send me a DM, or book a call through the link in my profile. Your future is built by design, not by accident. I'll see you in the next video.